Newstalk Breakfast with Ciara Kelly and Shane Coleman.
In association with AIR
On Newstalk.
Now, despite what the documentaries tell you, a vegan lifestyle isn't better for your health, and it won't save the planet either. They're not my words. That is the view of Jayne Buxton, author of the great plant-based con, who joined Kieran on the Hard Shoulder last night. Have a listen to what she had to say.
The benefits of plant-based diets have been grossly exaggerated, and the costs of going plant-based have been underplayed. That kind of diet lacks many, many nutrients, including preformed vitamin A, B12, D3, EHA, and DHA. So we're going to find some significant health problems. And then when you look in the context of a place like the UK, livestock is responsible for 7% of emissions. Compare that to transport, 27%. So clearly the single biggest thing we can do is not to give up meat.
Okay, that was Jayne Buxton speaking to Kieran on the Hard Shoulder last night. Sandra Higgins, director of Go Vegan World. I'm guessing you do not agree with Jayne.
No, absolutely, Shane. I don't. The greatest con of all is the idea that other animals exist to serve our needs and that we need to eat animal products to have a healthy diet. In fact, the contribution of animal agriculture to environmental destruction and climate change is what is vastly underplayed.
Yeah, Jayne says 7% of emissions compared to, I think she said 27% for transport.
You see, she's being very selective in her figures. We can't afford to talk about this on a local level. We really need to talk about this on a global level.
Okay.
So, just across the water where the UK imports a lot of food from Ireland, our figure is 37.1%. But most of that is from animal agriculture.
Yeah.
But when we produce something like when we farm animals and we emit greenhouse gas emissions, or when we use fossil fuels and we emit greenhouse gas emissions in our own local countries, the impact of that is global. As well as that, she has completely forgotten about the fact that the UK is not self-sufficient in food production. So while people in the UK are eating animal products produced in the UK, they're also importing them from other countries. And that's not included in the statistics. So it is very important that we stick to the science. Unfortunately, this lady what she is saying is not holding up to scientific scrutiny at all.
Now, I'd say if she was here, she might say, hang on, that Sandra is being selective in the figures she's chosen. That you're selecting the UK, for example, but what about the global picture? Is that reflected in the global picture?
Yeah, but the global picture actually is similar to the Irish figure. It's around a third. And most of that, again, this is from the agri-food sector, and most of that is from animal agriculture. So the recent, that report just came out from the United Nations last November. So it's very important that it's the scientific reports that we're looking at, not a mouthpiece for the industry.
Okay.
This woman is a spokesperson for the UK animal agriculture. Of course, I have a vested.
Well, no, she wouldn't describe. She certainly wouldn't describe herself as that. She would describe herself as the author of the great plant-based.
She's an ambassador for the Real Food campaign.
Okay,
she is a spokesperson for them.
What about her other argument? She talks about the lack of nutrition in a vegan diet, and she talks about the various additives and so on in a vegan diet. A wasteland of chemicals and oils where nutritious protein should be.
Yeah, sure. This doesn't hold up to scientific scrutiny at all. All the major dietetics associations in the world have produced scientific data that states that a 100% plant diet or a vegan diet is nutritionally adequate. Vegans are not the ones purchasing the supplements. Some vegans choose to use a supplement, or other vegans choose to use fortified food. So she was talking here now about pastrami-style slices, scrambled tofu, chorizo slices, no eggs. So, like that, she was talking about those kind of foods in a high-end health food supermarket, vegan sausages and so on. yeah, she was talking about analogues for animal products, which, we don't have to eat those products. When I first went vegan in 2009, none of those products were available. So I just ate fruit, vegetables, grains, whole foods, lentils, that kind, pulses, all very healthy food. And now those products are available. They're actually very useful because, this calm that she talks about, yes, we are conditioned. A lot of what we eat is habit. It's what we grew up with. So to replace the taste of what we've grown up with nutritional products that taste nice and that are affordable, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a very handy way for people to transition. What is not in those products is the violation of other animals. She hasn't mentioned animal rights anywhere. She has talked about the myth of high welfare animal farming. That's a complete myth. That can't be done at all. And just to go back to
just briefly, Sandra, if you can.
Sorry?
Just briefly, if you can.
The topic of nutrition, the nutrients that she mentions there, the animals' diets are supplemented with those nutrients. For example, farmers spread lime on the land to boost the calcium. They add vitamin B12, a range of vitamins and minerals, iodine. All those things are added to the diets of the animals. Far better that we eat plant foods and stop violating the rights of other animals, Sandra, and contributing to the devastation and the climate catastrophe.
Okay, we do have to leave it there. Thank you indeed for talking to us this morning. Sandra Higgins, Director of Go Vegan World. Thank you indeed for talking to us.